Hello. So it is a little crooked. There we go. It is Friday. I'm very excited about that. So I'm trying to get my lunch run in, or trying to get my run in on lunch. Couple of reasons. I really don't like running in the evening late, just because I like to keep that time, I don't know, to be able to spend with Mandy and Jack, and if we go to dinner or something, or it just, like, if I have to run as soon as I get home, it pushes everything just later. So if we go eat or something, then I put my shoes on, so I apologize. If we go eat or something, and we can't do that until after, because I don't like to run on a full stomach, and so it just, I don't know, it just is easier if I can get it done during the day or in the morning. I had planned to go this morning, but it just didn't work out. So here I am on lunch. It's a little after 12, and there is a lot of people out on the track and the football field, but hopefully I'll be able to get my runs in. So I'm going to do a 1 mile warm up and a 1 mile cool down. I think it was supposed to be a 2 mile warm up, but I'm going to cut it 1 mile, just because I got to get back to work. And so I'm going to do 1 mile warm up, 1 mile cool down, and then I've got 4 800 meters with about a minute and a half to 2 minutes rest in between. So basically I've got to start one of those every 5 minutes. So once I start it, I've got about target of 3 minutes to run it, and then 2 minutes to recover, and then again. So that's the goal. But anyway, we'll see how this goes, and I'll let you know. It is post run, and I'm burning up. So the workout took a little longer than I expected. So the scheduled workout, and I'm sorry if there's some air noise, I've got the AC on, but the scheduled workout was 2 mile warm up, and then 4 800 meter intervals with 2 minutes recovery between each interval. And if I went, and the target was 3 minute intervals, and essentially I was to start an 800 meter every 5 minutes. So if I went over 3 minutes on the 800 meter, then I had to shorten my recovery by whatever that time was. So if I ran a 3:20 800 meter, then I had to take my 2 minute recovery down to a minute 40, and that allowed me to restart on a new 5 minute time. So the first 4 800 meter intervals went good. I took a 4 minute break as requested on the schedule, and then I did a 1 mile at 7 flat. And then after I did that, I was to do another 4 minute rest, followed by 4 more 800 meters. I essentially dropped the last 2 800 meters. My time was up, and I needed to get back and leave enough time to take a quick shower upstairs at the bank. So, and then I did not run the final 1 mile cool down. So basically I shorted it by 2 miles. But I still got a total of like 5.75 miles ran, and very intense. I mean, it was the 800 meters, to project those at 3 minutes each, is a 6-minute pace. And I'm really only supposed to run a 7-minute pace, but I understand why we're doing 6-minute pace, because that trains my body to be able to run a 7-minute easier. And I think that's probably the longest I've held a 6-minute pace consistently. That was fast. The ones after the 1 mile and 4-minute cool down, or 4-minute recovery, whatever, those I was unable to get those under 6, but I think I was still at like a 6:30 pace maybe. So they weren't too bad. But good grief, that was a very intense speed work. And I'm really, I enjoy speed work. I enjoy the change in intervals, but I'll be honest, I do not like 800s. I mean, I know they push your body and they're good for you, and I probably need to do more of them, but I would much rather do a 300 or 400 meter sprint more times than to do an 800 meter, because that 800 meter was intense. Like, and my hands are a little shaky. Like, that's how tired, wore out I am. It was crazy. So anyway, I'm back at the bank, got to run upstairs, and it's funny when I come home, I always say I'm going to go rinse off, and Mandy's like, you probably should wash too. Obviously I'm going to wash, but I don't know why I just say rinse off. She thinks it's funny. So one other thing I wanted to do while I got a second, I didn't say anything about this the night of, and I was going to say something about it on yesterday's vlog, but I didn't have time, and I didn't even get the post run recorded until the end of the day. But the night before, so this would have been Wednesday night, I went to the track and I did a track run, and I was gone maybe an hour and a half, hour 45, something like that, and had a really good workout, and came home, and I walked in the door, and if looks could kill, like, I would be dead. I walked in, and Mandy just had a look on her face, and I was like, oh my gosh, what has happened? And like, I thought somebody may have died. Like, I don't know what's going on, but she is not okay, clearly. And so I kind of survey the kitchen where she's at. She's mopping, and I noticed that there's nothing on the countertops in one section where there normally is. And then I noticed that all of the cups from the cabinet are laying around the sink, and they're all covered in some kind of white powder. And pretty sure that she hasn't picked up any drug habits. And I'm like, what in the world has happened? And I asked, I said, what happened? And essentially, she proceeds to tell me that our son decided to try to light the house on fire. And she proceeds to tell me what happened. And apparently he had taken a bag of popcorn that was popped, and he was eating it at the breakfast table, and she was in the next room over in the half bath doing some cleaning. He was at the table when she walked out of the room. And like just a few moments later, he's yelling, the kitchen's on fire. And she's like, what in the world has happened? So she runs in, she's thinking it's the cooktop. And yeah, it's not the cooktop. She rounds the corner, and his face is just like that. You can imagine it's lit up orange with a glow. And yeah, sure enough, there are flames on the cabinet, like all the way to the top of the cabinet. And he had taken his popcorn bag and clamped it between the cabinet doors, and then decided to play with matches and lit the bag on fire. So it's still not funny. It's still kind of frustrating. There is some damage to the cabinet a little bit. That it will have to be fixed by a professional. As much of a project guy as I am, there's no way I can fix it. And we had a very stern discussion. And he is not allowed to have matches or lighters in his hand ever with anybody. And I said, I don't care who tells you it's okay, and I don't care where you are. So if you're watching this and you happen to keep my kid and you catch him with matches or a lighter in his hand, just know that he is not supposed to have that in his hand. Anyway, I thought it was hilarious to share. It's still not funny, but it is a little less. No, it's not less mad, frustrating, but I guess with time it will get easier to smile and laugh about it. I'll put it that way. This will be a fun video to go back to in a few years after, it's all said and done. But thanks to a friend of mine at work who told me a story about his brother who lit 4.5 acres on fire at his house, I guess, as a kid. And he went on to be top of his class in he was a former Black Hawk pilot and a retired CPA and now a CFO of a company and top of his class. Like, that gave me hope. So anyway, thanks for watching. Sorry to ramble on. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe somewhere on this screen, and follow along. I really appreciate you watching. And leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. So just leave a comment and let me know you're watching. I really appreciate it. Take care.